I just like to express this one thing. All these girls be like, thank you to my man. And I want to say, to my hands, thank you to my hands. To my hands, thank you to my hands. Listen, for me knowing how to fight and me training hard, I make millions of dollars just from beating people up. So, to my hands, thank you to my hands. To my hands, thank you to my hands.
Claressa said thank you to her hands because her hands make her millions, not her man, her hands. And then Papoose sat down with DJ Vlad, and when given the perfect opportunity to confirm that he pays her house, her car, her flights, her entire lifestyle, he called it a false narrative instead. The same woman who just publicly thanked her hands got told by the man she is defending that her version of their relationship might not be accurate. Baby, she should have kept thanking her hands and left that man alone. Welcome back to Shella Elite, where the tea is always scalding and we never sugarcoat anything for anybody. New here? Subscribe and ring that bell right now. Elite family, pour something because today has layers. Everything today is based on publicly available interviews and statements, allegedly. Quick setup, Papoose sat down with DJ Vlad for what should have been a routine media appearance. And two things happened in that interview that should have made Claressa's stomach drop in real time. Okay, so let us start from the beginning because this interview was going perfectly fine until it absolutely was not. Papoose was relaxed, confident, energetic, talking about music, deals, tours, his career, fully present, fully comfortable, nothing unusual. And then DJ Vlad said Remy Ma's name. Everything changed. Baby language dropped. Voice softened. Eye contact disappeared. And then he put on sunglasses. Double wait. He put on sunglasses inside during an interview. At the exact moment Remy Ma came up, he has done plenty of interviews, no sunglasses, no hesitation, no need to cover anything. But this time, knowing Remy would come up, he showed up with sunglasses ready. Baby, you do not put on sunglasses inside a building unless you know your eyes are about to say something your mouth is not prepared to confirm, and then it got heavier. He hinted at a physical altercation involving Easy, Remy's new man, spoke about it with pauses, with weight, with the heaviness of someone who had not fully moved through something emotionally. And then he said, family is everything, more than once, almost like he was reminding himself as much as the audience, a light family. Who is his family? Who did he spend decades building a life with? Where is Kenzie? The answer to every single one of those questions is not Claressa Shields. And she was watching every second of that interview, and she understood exactly who he was referencing when he said family comes first. He put on sunglasses inside a studio because Remy Ma's name came up. Baby, that is not a style choice. That is a man whose eyes were about to confirm what his mouth was not ready to say out loud. And now the moment that should have made Claressa's phone physically fall out of her hand. DJ Vlad brought up what Claressa has said publicly in multiple interviews, that Papoose covers all her expenses, the house, the car payments, the flights, her entire lifestyle. She has said this repeatedly and confidently as proof that this relationship is real and serious and financially committed. And Vlad handed him the easiest possible opportunity to back her up. All he had to do was say yes, one word, one syllable. And her story would have been confirmed in front of a massive audience on one of the biggest interview platforms in hip hop. He did not say yes. He started talking about his own achievements, his own deals, his own jewelry, his own tours, his own resume, redirecting entirely away from her claim. And then he said false narratives, that fruit narratives. Baby. He called what she has been saying publicly false narratives on DJ Vlad on camera in front of an audience that immediately clipped it and spread it everywhere within hours. And then came her reaction. And Elite Family, this is the part that confirms everything the interview already implied. After the interview clips started spreading, Claressa went live, visibly upset, lashing out at bloggers, calling people broke, accusing everyone of lying, saying nobody has told the truth yet. firing off insults rapidly and loudly. But here is the detail that the internet immediately noticed. She never addressed a single specific claim, not one. She did not point to one statement and say, that is the lie, and here is the proof it is wrong. She attacked the people making the claims without disproving any of them. And baby, when someone focuses entirely on attacking the source instead of addressing the substance, that is not confidence. That is panic dressed up as aggression. Those are two very different things, and the internet knows the difference. Think about what she processed back to back with no buffer and no private space to breathe. She watched his body language collapse the second Remy's name was said. She watched him put sunglasses on inside a studio to hide what his face was doing. She watched him say, family is everything, while clearly not meaning her. And she watched him call her financial claims false narratives on one of the biggest platforms in the game. And here is the twist that most people have not been talking about nearly loudly enough. And Elite Family, once you hear this, the entire narrative she has been building makes a completely different kind of sense. According to multiple reports, Claressa Shields reached out to Papoose first. She made the move. She contacted him. She invited him to spend time with her during a period when he was going through a vulnerable and difficult time in his personal life. Baby, if that is true, stop and think about what that means for the story she has been publicly telling. She has been presenting this relationship as proof that she was chosen, that he saw her and pursued her, that Remy lost because Claressa was the better option that won him over. That narrative has been the foundation of everything she has posted and said publicly for months. But if she was the one who reached out during his most vulnerable moment, that is not a love story. That is a timing situation that has been carefully repackaged and presented as romance. And here is the detail that makes it even more layered. She was in Remy's DMs before any of this asking for fashion advice. She admired this woman. She reached out to this woman for guidance on how to present herself. And then she made a move on that same woman's husband during his vulnerable period and spent the following months presenting herself as the chosen one. Baby, you cannot be the chosen one if you were the one who did the choosing. That is not how the story works. She has been presenting herself as the woman he ran to. The reports say she was the one who reached out. Those are two completely different stories, and only one of them can be the truth. And this is the final piece, and it is the quietest detail, but honestly, it might be the most revealing thing in this entire situation. Claressa has been very publicly vocal about having a baby with Papoose, announcing it in interviews, posting about future plans, talking about commitment and family building like it is already settled. But here is what analysts looking at this situation from the outside have been saying quietly. When a relationship is genuinely stable and secure, you do not need to announce the future repeatedly and publicly to an audience. Secure couples do not need to convince the internet of their seriousness. They just live it. But when the foundation is shaky, when cracks are visible from the outside, even when they are being covered up from the inside, announcing baby plans publicly can be an attempt to cement something before it slips further away. Now hold all of that against everything we covered today. Sunglasses to hide emotions when Remy's name came up, false narratives to describe her financial claims. Family is everything while clearly not meaning her. She reached out first during his vulnerable period. She went live and could not address a single specific claim with evidence. So that is today's T Elite Family. 2 questions, Elite Family. 1, the sunglasses moment. Do you think Papoose genuinely still has unresolved feelings for Remy, or is the internet reading too much into a pair of sunglasses? 2, he called her financial claims false narratives on DJ Vlad while she has been repeating them publicly for months. Do you think that was a deliberate move, or did he genuinely not realize how badly that would land? Drop it below. I read every single comment and I will respond. Smash that like, subscribe to Shella Elite, and send this to somebody who needs to see it today. I'm Shella. The tea is always hot at Shella Elite. Baby, I will see you in the next one.